big thank you, as Abby already did, to Sweetreat and Sunset Slush for providing the delicious snacks that we have. Also, our sponsors, the Beach House and City of Southport, and a huge thank you to the Southport-Oak Island Chamber of Commerce, especially the members of the Tourism Development Committee for putting this whole event together and creating a space for us to celebrate the incredible impact of tourism in our community. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jewelean Mustard. I am the co-founder and chief experience officer of Psychological Tours, Oak Island and Southport's first and only guided e-bike tour experience. At Psychological Tours, we believe tourism should be more than just visiting a place. It should be about experiencing it, learning its stories, supporting local businesses, and connecting with the community in a meaningful way. Our tours are designed to help both visitors and locals see Oak Island and Southport from a fresh perspective, while celebrating the history, nature, charm, and character that make this area so special. But that wasn't always the case. When I first started Psychological Tours, I thought I was starting an e-bike tour company. And in the most practical sense, I was building routes, checking mileage, watching the weather, figuring out where people could safely ride, where they could take in a beautiful view, and where they could feel that little spark of discovery that makes a place stay with you. But pretty quickly, I realized this business was never really just about bikes. It's about people. It's about connection. It's about helping someone slow down long enough to truly notice where they are. That's one of the most powerful things tourism can do for a community like ours. It invites people to experience Southport and Oak Island beyond the surface. Yes, people come here for the beach, the water, the sunshine, the coastal beauty, but they are here to discover the stories, the small businesses, the natural spaces, the local restaurants, and the history, but most importantly, the people who make this place feel like more than a destination. And that kind of tourism touches almost every part of community life. It supports the facilities and infrastructure that residents use every day. Sometimes it's easy to see visitors only as part of the busy season, right? But the reality is that the services, roads, parks, recreation spaces, grocery stores, healthcare improvements, and local amenities that we all benefit from are often possible because our community serves more than just the year-round population. The people who come here each season help support the scale of infrastructure our area needs to grow and function well. Tourism also supports the community in a very personal way. Visitors are not just looking for a place to stay. They're looking for a place to experience. They want to eat where the locals eat, shop in local stores, learn the history, explore the waterfront, and feel connected to the place they're visiting. That desire for an authentic experience creates a ripple effect. A guest may book one tour with us, but their day does not begin and end with Psychological. They grab a coffee before the ride. They stop for lunch afterwards. They walk through local shops. They visit a museum. They recommend a restaurant. They take photos at the waterfront. They tell their friends what they loved. One visitor's experience can touch a whole network of local businesses. As a small business owner, I have felt that ripple personally. Every booking matters. Every review matters. Every local who comes on one of my tours and says, "I never knew that was here," matters. But what has been even more meaningful is seeing how tourism can build community, and when it's rooted with care. Because the best kind of tourism is about bringing people in. It's about helping them to understand what they're stepping into. It's about showing them that our beaches are not just pretty backdrops. Our marshes, shorelines, birds, waterways, dunes, and historic places are part of the living story of this community. They're part of what makes people want to come here. They're part of what we all have a responsibility to protect. That is where tourism and the environment are so closely connected. People come here because of the natural beauty of this area. They want to see the water, walk the beach, watch the birds, ride beneath the trees, and experience the quiet coastal rhythm that makes Southport and Oak Island feel so special. When tourism is thoughtful, it can help visitors appreciate those natural spaces instead of simply consuming them. On our tours, I get to see that happen in real time. Someone may start the ride excited to try an e-bike or spend the morning outside, but along the way, they notice the marsh grass moving in the breeze. They ask about the birds. They pause at the waterfront. They want to know why the dunes matter, why local conservation matters, and how they can experience the area respectfully. And that matters, because when visitors understand the place, they become better guests. And sometimes better guests become long-term supporters. They come back, they bring their families, they donate to local causes. They choose local over chain. They care about what happens here because in some small way, they now feel connected to it. Tourism is also an economic driver, especially in communities like ours where so many businesses are locally owned, family owned, seasonal, or built by people who live and love this place. Visitor spending supports restaurants, shops, outfitters, tour companies, accommodations, farmers, artists, museums, events, and service providers. It creates jobs. It helps businesses stay open longer, hire locally, and continue serving residents beyond the busiest months of the year. For me, psychological has been about more than getting from point A to point B. It's about the conversations that happen along the way. The laughter at a stoplight, the quiet moment at a marsh overlook, the person who says they've been coming here for years but never noticed that view before. The local who joins a ride and sees their hometown with fresh eyes. Those are the moments that remind me why this work matters. And then, of course, there's the part of tourism that people may not see every day, but is extremely important because we all benefit from it: tax revenue. Visitor spending helps generate revenue that can support public services, infrastructure improvements, parks, recreation, beautification, beach renourishment, events, emergency response, public safety, and the kinds of community investments that improve life for both visitors and residents. In other words, tourism does not only support the businesses that visitors walk into, it helps support the broader systems that make this community livable, beautiful, and resilient. That's why I believe we should not think of tourism as separate from community. At its best, tourism is one of the ways community grows. It supports the roads that we drive on, the parks we enjoy, the small businesses we love, the natural spaces we protect, the jobs people depend on, and the public services that help our area thrive. But the key is doing it with intention. We do not need tourism that simply fills a calendar or crowds a parking lot. We need tourism that encourages people to slow down, look around, ask questions, respect the environment, support local businesses, and care a little more deeply about the place they are visiting. Southport and Oak Island are not special places because they are busy. They are special places because of the feeling people get when they're here. The quiet calm of a waterfront street, the salt air, the history tucked into every place, the local business owner who remembers your name, the view that makes you stop mid-conversation, and the sense that life moves a little differently here. That is why visitors are responding to our area, and that is what we have the opportunity to protect, promote, and share with care. Starting and running psychological tours has taught me that tourism is not just about visitors. It's about the relationship between people and place. It's about helping people experience a community in a way that feels meaningful, respectful, and real. And when we do that well, everyone benefits. The visitors, the business owner, the resident, and the place itself. Thank you all for being here today. Enjoy your ice cream.
here today. There is a psychological coupon for 25% off. A tour is a wonderful thing. I've done one on Oak Island and in Southport, and I saw so many things I never knew were here, and I learned so much. It's a wonderful thing to do if you've lived here forever, if you have people visiting this summer. So make sure you grab one of those and book your tour this summer.